Good morning and welcome back into Tech Talk here on KGHS and KSDM. Doug, Danielle, thanks for coming back in for a third week in a row.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Now, I saw a computer. I was in the market. See one that I like. It's shiny. It looks fast.
That's important.
And it's got a lot of numbers next to it. So I'm going to go ahead and read them off. You tell me what it means because my head feels like it's spinning. So there's an HP 250 G7 notebook, non-touch, Windows 10 Pro 64-bit, Intel Core i5, numbers, there's a U in there, quad-core processor, 1.6 gigahertz, 8 gigabyte, 2400 gigahertz. I don't know what a DDR4 is, SD RAM, also Intel UDH graphics.
Okay. It goes on and on, right? With
Thank you.
PCIe NVMe's. And
Stop, Chris, stop.
We could have let him go on for the longest time.
What does it mean, though? That's a great question. And even someone who works at a tech shop, I look at stuff like that, and I'm trying to buy a new computer, and I call small town tech because I'm like, what should I actually be buying? What are the most important things?
Well, and yeah, you look over this, there's an awful lot there, and some of it is important and some of it's not, and so we'll help kind of narrow it down. Basically, when somebody wants to buy a new computer, the thing that we ask them, first thing is not, do you want the Intel UHD graphics with the integrated 256 gigabyte? We want to ask you, what do you use your computer for? Right? Are you going to be using it just to take pictures of your dog and send them, or are you going to be using it to, make the next big pandemic blockbuster animated movie? Because depending on how you're using your computer, you're going to have different specifications and different things that'll be important to you. But there are two numbers and letters that I want to bring your attention to that should kind of understand. One of them is the RAM, and you see that somewhere in that pile of numbers. RAM, right? The RAM, and it's also called memory in some specifications, but it typically is either 4, 8, 16, 12 in those multiples of 4 numbers. And the analogy I like to use is that's like your working memory in your brain, okay? So Danielle and I were talking about this scenario, and I think this happened to her, where she's in the kitchen and cooking a bowl of rice on the stove, right? And then the phone rings, so she's talking on the phone and cooking the rice, and then the kids are asking for some homework help, and then the doorbell rings, so you got to go out and answer the doorbell, and then the dog starts barking, and then what happens?
I kid you not. 2 minutes later, I probably would have burned the house down, and
the rice starts burning, right? Because there's only so much you can do at one time.
I almost saw it during that list of specs. Yeah. It's too much RAM for my head.
That's right. That's right. And
for the record, I made my kids eat the burnt rice.
What a mother, actually. But that's how RAM works in your computer, actually. It's that part of your computer that is multitasking, doing things that you're asking it to do. And so the bigger the RAM that you have, the more things it can do at one time without slowing down. And
can you increase my RAM?
Yes, but...
not in my brain.
That'd be nice.
Okay, a little brain surgery. No, but just like your brain, it's difficult to increase the capacity of multitasking your brain. So it can be difficult to increase the amount of RAM. So it's really best to get that one right the first time. Okay, so 8 is very good for most people. 16 if you're a heavy gamer, lots of graphics and videos, and then on up from that if you have some real specialized uses. The other number is the storage, and that's your long-term memory, right? That's where you keep all your file folders and your photographs and your family albums and all of that. And just like the storage we have with file cabinets and photo albums, we can always add more. We can build another shed out back. We can send it to a storage unit in another town. We can always add more easily and cheaply, add more storage. And just like in a computer, if it looks like a low on the storage amount, we can always add some more fairly easily.
Would it be more economical, though, to add it up front, or?
Yeah, but it's relatively inexpensive to add later. So I'd say of those two numbers, you want to make sure you get RAM correct in the first place, and then storage, if it's within your budget, to get more storage up front.
And if I have questions, I can call you at Small Town Tech.
Absolutely.
Doug, Danielle, thank you so much. Catch you next week.
All right.